Okay, hi travelers. I've got my little camera set up on my tripod here, and I'm going to pre-record this little intro so that I can put it in front of every video. So unfortunately, as you go back to look at your moon and rising signs, you'll be hearing this again, but it's okay. So I told you that for January there were going to be there's a new deck of cards and a new way that I'm going to be attempting to read the cards. The cards are the Fin de Siècle, okay, known as the Kippers, and it's not a new deck. Lots of people use them, okay. Supposedly they're like the Lenormands, only I find them to be completely different from the Lenormands, and just in my experience with them, and they, for me, are more like the La Vida Sibila cards. I've also discovered that there are a few things missing from the cards in terms of situations that could happen. There's cards that are missing that could refer or relate to some of those situations. And as we go further into the year and I continue to do more readings with them, you'll understand what I mean, because I'll talk to you about it. And so I, read the little book that came with it. Okay. And that's all well and good. Some of the stuff I didn't understand or I did not agree with. And so, you know me, I created my own little book, the Fin de Siècle. Now, before I talk to you about what I did with the book, I am quite sure there's going to be somebody out there who's going to come up underneath the video and be like, well, that's not how the cards are read, or that's not what the cards say, or that's not what the meanings are. And that's fine and good. I have a process of bonding with my cards, of imprinting with my cards, and I wrote about that in a little short article over on Substack about tarot hygiene. And so in imprinting with the cards, they were really talking to me a lot. And so I was able to go back in and write my own little book and add some extra interpretations into it in terms of how the cards spoke to me in combinations with other cards. And so that's what's contained in the book. All right. Now, the way the cards are going to be, here's the deck. Okay. And so they're almost like I find them completely different from the Lenormands, especially the French Lenormands, even the Dorndorf, the German Lenormands. They're completely different. I think these cards are a little bit more plain spoken. So in that regard, they behave a lot like the La Vida Sibila. I've been doing some practice pulls. I haven't necessarily had to use the Sibilas for clarification, but I may have to. That's not the fault of the cards. That would be me, the reader, not understanding what the cards are saying to me. So I will be using, perhaps, if need be, the La Vida Sibila for a bit of clarification. These are going to be shorter readings this year. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe a 10 card spread, anywhere from 6 cards to 10 card spread in a pyramid shape with 3 additional cards off to the side. Those 3 cards additional off to the side will be dealt first face down, and then the rest of the cards will be dealt face up. So the 3 cards to the side that are face down will be things that may come into play. Okay. Again, as with all readings that I do here on YouTube, these readings are free, therefore they are general. And in order to gain any insight into your own specific situation requires a personal reading. And the way that I do personal readings, how you book with me, you contact me by email, and I get your birth date and your sun sign and just your questions. I don't want to know the story. I don't need to know the story about what's going on with you. I just want to know what the questions are, and then I read for you. I do live Zoom readings for 60 minutes. Everything else is recorded, which you upload it to YouTube so that you can go in and view them, download it, save it, delete it, whatever you want to do. I don't need the reading anymore. It's yours to do whatever you want to do with it. And so I always like to give that its general because I'm going to be reading for so many different people of sun, moon, and rising signs. So again, if you recognize a story, then you can always just book with me. You can go over to the About box section of my channel, and there you can find my reading packages. And I left one off, the 20-minute reading, so it's up there now in the About box section. Once you pick your package, you simply email me, and then we go from there, okay? I have payment links, everything. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to explain to you the cards, how I came about some of these interpretations. And before I finish, I want to give a shout out to Bella Dutch, who talked to me about these cards. She said she loves them, and now I understand why. So thanks, Bella. I appreciate that. I've been looking at them for a while, but just they didn't seem interesting to me, and I had bought so many decks that didn't speak, but this deck does a lot of talking. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close this down, and then we're going to get started with the readings. So I'll see you in a bit. Bye. I'm laughing because my animals are in there in the other room just acting crazy. Hi, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your general reading for January 2023. This is a general reading, so what am I trying to say? It's a general reading, so the messages may not resonate with you, so please check back to your Moon and Rising sign readings. In order to gain any insight into your own personal situation requires a personal reading, and that's where I take your name, your birth date, your sun sign, your questions. I pluck you out of the collective, and then I read for you. You can go to my About box section of my channel. There I have the reading packages and prices listed. If you'd like to purchase a reading, simply pick the one, and then you're going to email me at this address up there at the screen, and you're going to say, hey, Tara, I want a 30-minute reading, and then we go from there, okay? So you saw previously attached to this, you saw the introduction about the fin de siècle. And so these are the cards that I'm going to be using. I do not find they're like Lenormand's at all. I find that they are more in line with the Levita Sibila. However, they are missing some language. So some of these will be my own interpretations. As I said in the introduction to the fin de siècle, that I would, the way that the reading will be done is there will be 3 cards placed face down. Those are our surprise cards. In other words, there's the energy or circumstances that will be coming in further along the line, and then the main spread, all those cards are face up. It's a 10-card pyramid spread, okay? So let me go ahead, and you will get a chance to wrap the reading up with a Golden Nostradamus and an Angel Answer card, okay? And so let me go ahead. Today is the 26th of January. 26th of December. We have just a few days left. We have just a few days left in 2022. I'm really glad to be seeing the back end of 2022 because it felt like 2020 and 2021. Not a whole lot of difference. And hopefully there will be some brand new energies coming in for us. I hope everyone had a great Christmas. That you had, a lot of fun. You got to see your family, hang out with your friends. You ate good, you drank, you partied, you did all of the great stuff that we like to do around the holidays. So I'm going to go ahead and put another shuffle and rifle on these, and then we will get started. I'll try that again. Because the rifle just didn't work. And we will get started. There we go. All right, so cut the deck. First 3 cards down over here. You'll get to see those at the end of the interpretation. Now keep in mind that because this is general, I'm just kind of giving you my impressions of what the spread is saying. First card down, and I'll show these to you. The House. Let me get it over there. The House. Okay. Next row. Bad health. I don't know if you can see that. Bad health. Okay. Change. All right. Next row, 3 cards. Concern. I don't know if you can see that. Concern. I don't know what's happening. It's maybe just me. Main male. Well, there he is. And so this is, well, I'll explain in just a second. Next card. Privileged lady. Okay. Well. Next row, last row. There it is. The main female. Oh, let me stop. It's Hannah. Hold on one second. Okay, apologies for that, but that was Miss Hannah calling. Okay, so the last card down was the main female. Imprisonment. Marriage. This is interesting. And finally, expectation. Wow. Okay. So automatically off the bat, this is a relationship issue for someone out there, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And right in the center, we have the main male. The main male is the most important man in your life. Typically, this is going to be your spouse, your partner, or your boyfriend. Okay? This tells me that they're a couple. Here is the main female. If I'm reading for, a man, then this is going to be your wife, girlfriend, or partner. If this is a same-sex relationship, even though they have cards for that, I'm going to say that whomever is going to take the role of the male and whomever is going to take the role of the female. Okay? At the top, we have the house. The house represents just that, where you live. It represents what holds you and what do you hold. Coziness, stability, security, comfort, love. It represents houses, apartments, condos, property, real estate, land holdings. Okay? And this is right at the top. But here I have the bad health card. Now, the bad health card basically simply deals with health, actual physical health of an individual. I don't sense that this is a health issue. What this is telling me together, these two cards, house and bad health, is that all is not well in the home. The house is sick. There are problems, there are issues, and there are things that have created a change. This is a metaphorical sense of change. Now, traditionally, the card represents any kind of change in terms of social status, career, work, relationships. So it tells me there's a change that's happened here in the house. And it is not only a change, but it's a change that is of concern, grave concern. And particularly here with this line, this main female is, I think both of these individuals as a partner are concerned with each other. There may be a daughter here, but to me this is starting to feel as though she may be a third party involved. Now, the false person card hasn't come out, so I don't necessarily know if this would be a rival, but this is what it feels like, okay? The concern card represents... First of all, I can talk about someone being thoughtful, nope, that's not right. That's a thought. That's a thoughts card. So this card speaks about being worried about something, being anxious about something, not quite sure knowing what to do, not being able to think straight. So it speaks about introspection and contemplation. What are we contemplating and what are we thinking about? We're thinking about this main male and the privileged lady here. Now, the privileged lady can be a sister, a daughter, even a friend. And that's what it is. It's a friend to the main female. Okay? But we see that the main female here feels as though she's locked in a situation. She's in a situation in which she feels she can't get out of. There is isolation, there is rejection, there is dejection, okay? And it implies that you feel as though something is closed off or locked off, secured away from you. Here we have the marriage card. Now, there's a timing here with these two cards. And the marriage card represents basically, we're going to say the month of June. The cherry blossoms come out in some places in June. And this is exactly what it is. It is a marriage. It is also a contractual issue. So this could be feeling as though you're locked into a marriage or a contractual issue, something you're not very happy about. And then we come to the expectation card. Now, the expectation card deals with the idea of all of your hopes, wishes, and dreams. But the card counsels you to check to make sure that, you know, do they need to be altered? Is there something that you're missing? Is there something you're not seeing? And it also has, it represents the time frame of waiting. Like this card means there's no motion happening here, right? And this card says you're waiting. Now, the commonplace name of this card is the 3-month patience. So this tells me that there's 3 months happening here. I don't know if it's 3 months from this reading, 3 months from the past, or 3 months into the future. This is definitely a relationship issue. And if this is not a daughter, this privileged lady, okay, then it is a friend. It is a friend to both the main male and the main female. Okay? Now, let me double check something here quickly. What am I looking at? Right. So, if this is a same-sex relationship, then she is the partner to the main female. Okay? However, I feel this is talking about an affair. I feel that these two are married to each other as a partner, and she is the third party. So it speaks to infidelity, and that's what is happening in the house. And the change has come about because there's a concern, there's a worry that this your husband or your partner, your spouse is having an affair. And at the moment, you're locked into this marriage, into this contractual issue, into this situation with him. And maybe you've given the person an ultimatum. It's 3 months. You know, I want this over within 3 months. Or you're waiting for the outcome. This card does not tell me whether or not the outcome is positive or negative. It just has the connotation. And in a way, this tells me that it's a long-term marriage. If this represents no motion, then it means that it's been stagnant or the same for quite a long time. And perhaps it says June, 3 months from June, perhaps. Okay, something's going to occur or happen, which I don't see any more movement in this. This is the only movement card that I have. So it tells me that right now the situation is static. Okay. Let me see here. Let me go to the imprisonment card to see if there's anything else this card can tell me. Now, it says if this card is above the significator, then it indicates that there may be something going on with him in the upper body. Well, and if there's the upper body, I'm thinking maybe he's concerned himself, perhaps about maybe being caught. Either way, it implies, the concern card here, that we should not allow our fears to overtake our imaginations. And so I think this card is counseling that you should wait at least 3 months. Now, what you should wait for, I don't know. Right? But I just feel that right now, both you and he are not quite certain what you should do about it. Okay? The card can sometimes be an indication of depression, the concern card, but for me that speaks more to the despair card, and I don't see that here. So let's turn over the 3 cards to see. Courtship. This is an indication of dating and meeting people. It doesn't imply love, okay? It just implies dating and meeting people, or talking someone into something perhaps that they don't want to do, the negative part of this. The official person. Well, that is a very odd card to come out, because as a person, this is somebody who may wear a uniform, okay? They may be in the military, or a policeman, or a fireman, that sort. But it implies that the person has an air of authority. But I often say people don't have to necessarily wear uniforms to have authority. So this is going to be someone who's going to be tough, rather gruff, rather difficult to deal with. Straight matter of fact, the rules are the rules, and that's it. But if not a person in that sense, then what it says is that the situation is going to occur whether you like it or not, because you're not in control of it. That's what it says. And then we have the unexpected income. Now this doesn't have anything to do with money, even though traditionally this card does. What it deals with in that sense, it deals with things like household accounts. So it is bills, credit card bills, utility bills. It's finding money that you didn't know you had through maybe an accounting error, or your gas bill wasn't as much as you thought it was. It can also imply money from an unexpected source. That is the traditional meaning. But in this sense, the card is saying that this is something sudden and it's surprising. Okay? Still doesn't tell me what the outcome is going to be. Not at all. Doesn't tell me. Let me get over to the... Am I looking at the imprisonment card? Hold on, what number is that? Number 29. No, the expectations. Wait 3 months and allow things to happen in their own divine right time. I don't know if what this is telling me is that there's another party and that you're waiting to get married to this particular guy. But this implies to me that you're already a couple, that there's already something invested here. Okay? But a change comes because something is sick. It's not right. To me, yeah, if this is the intensifier, it's saying that there's a situation or a person, something that's making you ill. It is not right, and it is not healthy. Okay? So let's see here. What am I looking for? Oh my God, they are killing me. I was looking for the marriage card. The timing may be June. It speaks to all relationships, personal, business, friendships, bonds, and contracts. In order for this to be about a wedding, it has to be supported by 2 other cards. Okay, so that's why I say this is already talking about being locked into a marriage and feeling as though you cannot get out. Let me go back to the imprisonment card. It represents a sense of confinement, imprisonment, isolation, and motionlessness. It is a card of being trapped, no matter the situation. It speaks to fear, loneliness, and isolation. Indeed. So I'm not sure, like I said, she can represent a daughter or something like that, but most likely she is looked upon as a friend to the main female. So what this tells me is that one of your friends and your husband are sleeping together, are cheating, okay? They have been, and I think at some point it's going to become official here. You don't have any control over it. And that's what's going to be the surprising part of it, the sudden part of it. You may hear the story, oh, well, it just happened, yada, yada, yada. You know, that kind of a thing. Well, let me formulate a question. First, let's go to the Golden Nostradamus, because I think he needs to come out first. So let's discuss the Golden Nostradamus card. Now, again, this is general. It can't be true for everyone. But most definitely for some Pisces, Sun, Moon, and or rising person out there. This is a certainty. The cards are quite clear. Formulate your question. I think they're both going to feel as though they were lucky, so to speak. Like to meet each other. The cherries. Now, a question for the angel answer cards. And I will say this, it may not necessarily be that they have already done the deed, but that the possibility is there, maybe within 3 months' time. In the near future. Wow. Isn't that something? Number 21, the cherries. He who believes everything with ease will often be seen reddened and teased. Perhaps you are too trusting and not worldly enough. Look carefully within or in those around you to separate the illusions from the truths that you need. I mean, it can't be more clear than that. Okay? It can't be more clear. Something else this is telling me. In 3 months' time, you're going to be completely shut out of the relationship. That's what that's telling me. If nothing else, it could say that they have been meeting or they met in some quote-unquote official capacity. But it's a sudden kind of a thing. In the near future. And this card doesn't give a whole lot of information except what you are asking about will occur very soon, so you do not have to wait much longer. Stay optimistic and continue upon your current path. Be open to receiving. Well, I don't know about that. You know, what do you want to receive? That's the question. Okay? And so that is what I have for you, Pisces, for January. There's something else about the official person card. Let me just take a look. It's just something else he's either trying to convey something else to me. Yes, it just says, if it appears next to a non-person card, whatever will happen whether you like it or not. You're going to find yourself in a situation over which you have no control, and someone else is calling the shots. Well, there you have it. So, I wish I had better news for you, Pisces, for the month of January. But the cards are quite clear. There it is. I do hope those messages helped. And until next time, be well. That's all out of focus. Be well, stay safe, and namaste. Bye.